Have you seen this cute dragonfly cutout at the Dollar Tree? We're going to use this wood paddle, which also came from the dollar store, and some pretty acrylic paints in blues and teals to create a bit of home decor for summer. Hi there, I'm Jane from Sustain My Craft Habit. In this video, I'm going to show you how to create a beautiful crackle finish on wood, how to blend paints to paint this dragonfly, and then create a messy bow, and we'll put it all together to make a lovely sign for the season. When doing a crackle finish, I love to paint a dark shade underneath, and this is what will peek out through the crackles. So I'm using this dark gray metallic paint by décor and then painting a full coat and drying that completely. Once that paint is dry, we're going to use some of this white Elmer's school glue. This is my favorite way to create a rustic crackle finish onto a wood surface. It's so easy and inexpensive, and for the most part works all the time. So you'll just put a generous coat of that glue onto your surface and then spread it around. I find that the directions in which I paint my brush strokes, that helps to kind of guide where the crackles will form later. Now, while that glue is still wet, I don't let my glue dry at all. I go on and paint that next coat, and this is going to be the top coat of paint, which will crackle as it reacts with the glue underneath. The trick here is just not to overbrush. It's really tempting to keep going over those little spots, but as you can see there, as soon as you do, it just kind of drags the paint off of there. Just try to do one stroke and then leave it, as tempting as it is to keep going over there. Now, as the paint dries, it's going to create that beautiful rustic crackle. This crackle technique is one of our favorite ways to add that chippy rustic touch to your craft without too much effort, and then it just makes the perfect backdrop for whatever else you want to do. So I set that aside a bit to continue drying. It does take a little bit longer because of the school glue. Ideally, if you can leave it to dry fully overnight, then it'll be a nice hard cure. Okay, so after that point, I went to paint my dragonfly, and I was envisioning that iridescent kind of color palette with the teal and green and blue. And I started by painting the body the same shade of dark gray as I had painted the wood paddle. And then I alternated with the teal color on a couple different spots on the wings, blended in this kind of lime green color. I'll definitely link each of the colors in the description below. And then finally I added in a bit of this turquoise. And I just really love how the three shades work together. And then you could take a little bit of each color and sort of dry brush over the other shades to just finish blending them all together. I did also paint the tail with a purple iridescent paint. As you'll see in the next step, I also added on some diamond dust for extra sparkle. But while those colors were all drying, I decided to make a really colorful, messy bow. So this technique uses ribbon of different colors and sizes to create a really beautiful bow that's full of texture and a great way to tie together the different colors that we used in our piece. So all you need to do is cut 3 pieces of each ribbon to about similar length, and then you layer them on top of each other. So first you make a little X with 2 of the pieces, and then the third one goes right across. And you can see here layering from the widest ribbon or the thickest ribbon to the thinnest ones right on the top. Then you'll simply gather them all together in the center, and I like to use a little bit of wire to hold it all together. You can also tie it with either another piece of ribbon or maybe some twine if you don't have a little bit of wire. But that's it. You can also then trim the tails either with a little bit of a angle or a dovetail, but I just left mine this way and glued that right onto the paddle there. Next, it was time to place that dragonfly onto the paddle, the wood surface, and I used a little bit of my hot glue for that and placed it at an angle so that it looked like it's going to be flying away. To cover up the gathered point of the messy bow, I used this vintage brooch, and then at this point we thought it'd be fun to add a little sparkle to the dragonfly's tail, and so I just applied some Mod Podge, and sprinkled on a little bit of diamond dust. To add that final little touch, I had embellished a gift tag with my chalk couture, and again, I'll put the links for all these products down in the description, but they make these screen mesh stencils, and then you use their paste to fill that in, and I stenciled this Choose to Shine pattern with a gold reflective paste, and put that right on there with a little bit of twine hanging off, and then finally added on a coordinating flower. I think this is a little paper flower from the dollar store as well. So there you go. We have a lovely piece inspired by this wood dragonfly. It has so much color and texture, and it just really can't help to make you smile. I know that dragonflies have a lot of meaning to people. Sometimes they remind us of those who have passed. For me, it just reminds me of long days spent in the sunshine. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to like and subscribe, and I'll leave a couple other videos here that you may also enjoy next. Happy crafting!